discussion. So again, this is a 10-year cost revenue analysis. This is scenario A1, high value estimate, no tax abatement. Property tax collected over 10 years is $4 million, a little over $4 million. Excise tax based on the current rate by policy is 20 cents per square foot of land, basically, $675,000. Public improvement inspection fee, just under $18,000. Parks fees, $128,480. Planning and zoning applications, just under $2,000. Water and sewer system connection and development fees, $17,200. Building permit review fees, $115,000. Utility fees, again, this is collected over a 10-year period, is $2.4 million. Total revenues under this scenario are $7.4 million. On the cost side, I had a conversation with Bill Krawczyk with Gardner Energy. They have plans of extending the electric power to this area, not specifically for this project, but to loop around from the 183rd side along Waverly Road back to 191st. So they already have plans of paying for that. I asked what would it cost if someone was just going to pay just to connect to this site, and he estimated that to be about $65,000. That includes bringing it to the building, and we've identified it here. Again, they already have plans of doing that with no cost to the developer. So under this scenario, the difference is about $7.3 million. That's revenues in excess of cost by that amount under this scenario.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
That $4 million, is that all taxing entities or is that Gardner's?
That's the Gardner share.
And what's the escalator on that, Mike? Is there a percentage increase in there at all, or is it just flat?
It's all flat. It's just done in constant dollars.
Thank you.
So under scenario A2, this is based on the high value estimate with the terms as proposed by Zimmer. The property tax collected over a 10-year period is $1 million. Total revenues under this scenario are $3.9 million. Costs are $2.9 million. The difference, the revenues over costs, are just a little over $1 million. Again, this is the high value estimate. A3, high value estimate, tax abatement per the city's policy, and also in addition to that, city to pave Waverly Road. Keep in mind the paving of Waverly Road is a very critical component of this, and so we've included it in this scenario. Property tax collected over a 10-year period is $2 million. Total revenues, $5.4 million. Costs are $2.5 million, so the difference in this case is $2.9 million. So this is the next set of scenarios based on a low value estimate and phasing of the project. In this case, B1, no tax abatement. Under this scenario, the total revenues are $4.8 million. The total cost is $65,000. Difference is $4.7 million. Scenario B2, again, this is under low value estimate, but under the terms proposed by Zimmer. Total property taxes collected are $555,000 for total revenues of $2.7 million. The costs come to $2.9 million. Under this scenario, there is a negative return to the city. Costs exceed revenues by $125,000. Again, low value estimate, phasing, 50% tax abatement per the city's policy, and cities agreeing to pave Waverly Road, or pay for half the cost to pave Waverly Road. Property taxes collected are a little over $1 million. Total revenues are $3.7 million. Total costs $2.5 million. The difference is a positive revenue of $1.3 million. And that concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to try to answer questions or take comments.
Why was this information missing from the packet we got? I picked this packet up in, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. I mean, should have been in there. That's a lot of slides with a lot of meaty information in it that we should be able to consider with questions. It's hard to ask a question when, how many of those financial slides did we just look through? 6? Something like that? I just feel like, you know, that's what when we left the meeting last time, that's what we asked you to do. And now we're getting it only on the screen before we, you know, at the last minute. It just doesn't seem like we really have the information to do our job here. Not in a timely fashion, anyway.
I think there are 2 reasons for that. We weren't ready. We didn't have this information pulled together by the time the packet went out. And I don't know if you want, obviously you're asking for that level of detail in the packet. I don't know if that's something we'd always want to provide in a packet, but
Well, it
I
just
suppose
always
that's-
seems like that we get things at the last minute. Last week we got an approval request to approve a person for the Public Works Director. We didn't get the information until the last minute. Now we're getting this. I mean, the whole purpose of this was to vet this proposal, and I can't even remember what I saw. So,
Well, we can actually go back and look at individual slides as you want. And I think that you're asking a reasonable question, but we do have a limited period of time to discuss the Zimmer and big industrial. I'd kind of like to keep it focused on that. As if there's a slide that you want to go back to, I know I would like to see some.
I guess, what is the ask from us?
Nothing. Today is for an update to provide the information, and if we'd like to discuss this in more detail, 30 minutes certainly isn't the amount of time that we would schedule to be able to really vet it. So today was really an update, to be able to provide the information, to give you an opportunity to look over it, and if you'd like to discuss it further, we'll schedule a more detailed work session. So we're not asking for anything
Can we
today.
have this presentation emailed to us, or?
Absolutely.
This number, okay.
Mhm.
At this point, I'd actually like to see slide A2 again.
Mhm.
Okay. I do something wrong. Oops. Oh. Okay. Am I on the last slide? I must be on the, oh.
Which one did you want, Mr. Mayor?
A2.
About 4 from last.
Okay. All right, this is the high value scenario. This is giving our friends with the Zimmer and Big Industrial exactly what they would like. Looks like the bottom line is about $1 million, and that's inclusive of an estimated $2.4 million in utility fees, correct?
Yes.
Got that right? Okay. Can we see A3? Okay.
And this is the slide with, as per city policy for abatements.
Right.
With the best case value,
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
best case
best
scenario.
case value.
Absolutely.
and paving half of Wakely.
And I've done financial projections in the past in my job, and I tend to take a look at the high value scenario as I'm not going to say a pipe dream, but I would say that it's very difficult to make projections based on high value. You tend to want to skew towards low value. If anything comes in above that, that's a positive surprise element. But I would rather skew towards the B side of this than the A side of this. If you're going to be looking for projected revenues, that's just the conservative way to go on this. I would tend to look at B2 and B3 before looking at A2 and A3.
Yes, I'm working my way down.
Yes,
But,
yes, I
that's-
understand.